let's get some B-roll here. That's a good cup. That's a good cup. Look at these cute coffee cups.
All right, guys, today we are here recording a video, but remember when I told you about a week or two ago we were doing like a YouTube creator convention type thing where a bunch of channels were coming to Lake Chapala and we were all getting together and we're gonna have cool events. Well, it's happening this weekend.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, we've got like 14 channels here right now. And so we're all kind of like collaborating and doing videos with each other. And today I'm here with Amy.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Tell us about your channel, Amy.
My channel is called Destination Retirement, and my location is Merida, Mexico, in the Yucatan Peninsula. So my channel is centered around Merida, Yucatan.
All right, cool. Okay, so now I want to talk about, you were kind of, before we started rolling, I wanted to talk to you, we were talking about like, what should we say and what should we talk about?
Yeah.
And you started with your story and I was like, oh my God, that sounds great. And then you're like, let's just roll. And I was like, yeah, obviously, before we get too deep into it.
Because we could be here for hours.
Yeah.
At your beautiful coffee shop. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know, it's super cozy.
Dream
I love
life
being here.
Okay, sorry.
So tell us how you got to Merida, what happened, all of that.
Okay, so here's the story. When I turned 50, I'm sitting at home, scrolling the YouTube, looking at saving for retirement, how much money do you need for retirement and all of this stuff. And I'm a single person and I don't have children. Not that they would have to, take care of my retirement. But so I started going down that rabbit hole of like, how am I going to afford this? What am I going to do? And it's not just cost of living, because in the early 90s, I used to live in Mexico and I developed a deep love of the culture. I am fluent in the language, and gracias. Whoa, that just arrived. Wait a minute. No, here.
Okay.
Let me show. What? I didn't know we were getting these.
I already took a bite of this.
Almond
croissant.
I love a good croissant. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
anyhow, so I'm sitting in bed. I'm going down the YouTube rabbit hole going, oh my gosh, I am not prepared for this. And I started thinking again about my time living in Mexico in the early 90s. I thought, you know what? I'm going to explore Mexico. Then I started looking at property because I'm a property person. Like I love owning a home. I like nesting. I like remodeling. And that's where the journey started. Yeah. Just like, hey, Vlad.
Yeah.
Vlad here.
Curious.
Hello.
Hola, hermanas.
So there I am, 50, starting to think about, oh my gosh, retirement. And once I had decided on Mexico, I really started to like hone in and make a plan. There was a couple years where it was just kind of a nice little thought and I kept an eye out on properties. But at some point in time, I thought I have to put an end date. I needed to give myself a goal. And so I created a 5-year plan and I literally downloaded this app. It's free. I'm not an affiliate. It's called not Cam Scanner. I use that. It's great. It's called Countdown. And you put in your significant dates. And I literally just picked 5 years out. And that 5 years completed last October. And I moved to Mexico 10 days ago. Literally.
10 days ago?
10 days ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, because on your channel I saw that you said that you were living in the US and that you were renting property here. But okay, so when did the 5-year countdown complete?
The 5-year countdown completed last October because I chose my
and then
birthday.
You moved here
but I was taking
3 months later.
Yeah, I was taking that year of 2025 to hand my business over to my business partners.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was a business owner in Oregon. Portland, Oregon is where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah, and I handed over my business to them, rolled it out over a year, and then I made the real official move literally 10 days ago.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
And the app really helped you?
The app did help me. And sometimes, if I was just having a crummy day, I could look at it and it would go, oh, you're 2 years, 3 months, 5 days, 13 hours and 26 seconds away from your goal.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. And I put a few other things in there, like my SEP IRA drawdown eligibility date is in there.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about, go ahead.
No, I was just going to segue then into the actual 5-year plan. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I've, like yourself, I've been in real estate for 26 years in Portland, Oregon, specializing in floating homes because I lived on a floating home for years, and so did my parents. That's a whole nother thing. That was a niche market. But when I decided to move, it's like I'm not of the age of retirement. I don't, I had some savings, but I didn't have that much savings. So I needed to do something to sustain myself when I made this move. So my 5-year plan was own 2 homes for short-term rentals, plus own my own home in Merida to live in, and that I could live off of the income of the 2 homes. And so that's what I did.
Okay.
So I made it. I'm there.
You were living in the U.S. and then you were...
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That was very challenging. So in 2019, I bought the first rental. In later that year, it just freak incident, but later that year, I bought the second rental, which was a ruin. It took me 3 years to get through historical permitting and renovate it and get it up and active and running.
Okay.
So that took time. So now both rentals are actively running and producing income. And then my house, I had to remodel last because I needed the income properties to be doing their thing before I could move my life down here. So now
our house is a shithole compared to this. No, I'm just kidding.
This is
no, but
amazing.
everything
This is
goes
incredible.
into the business for sure.
Yeah. And your mother-in-law chooses these colors?
Yeah.
She's the colors.
Very creative.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's getting hired.
Well-
Yeah, Brighton and Kat are also going to want to talk to her. This is great. It's like a Frida Kahlo blue here.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyhow. So that's what it took, and it was like blood, sweat, and tears sometimes to make that happen. Yes, the last season of my career was really good financially, but I also made like the really hard choices. I had a fabulous floating house, and I had remodeled it, but then all my money was gone because I had remodeled it. So then I refinanced it so I could take some of that to buy one of the rental properties. But then, with a refinance, then it's like, hey, here's your nice new mortgage payment. It's twice the size as your last one. So then I took in a roommate. And
on the boat.
No, well, floating
On the
house. It was
floating house.
it was a big,
Okay.
big floating house.
Okay,
But
all right.
it was a shambles when I got it and fixed it up because that's
I guess
kind
I'm
of
not
my
really
love
familiar
language.
with like floating homes, because when you told me about it,
Yeah.
I was picturing like you're just living.
Oh,
on
that was the first one,
sailboat
the
or
little
something.
tiny one. No, this is a
okay.
proper 2-story, 3-bedroom
wow.
house. Yeah, and I would make more money or save money without changing my style of living. Like I drove an old car with 217,000 miles on it. Took in a roommate to help offset the mortgage.
Yeah.
And that was lovely. He was with me for 2 years, and he was elderly. He actually passed away at my home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was such an interesting experience and a really beautiful one. Like it was all by design. And with hospice present, his whole family was there. And I was so grateful that I could provide it's just the location, but it was a riverfront floating house, and he loved being on the river. So, go somewhere else to pass away or spend your last days on the river. And so that was really neat. But, the idea of being in your 50s and taking in a roommate, like that was a bit of a hard pill to swallow.
What happened? Because you and I off camera were kind of talking about things, and I don't know how deep you want to go into it on camera, but like life kind of got a little hard for you, and like right before coming here, and now you're in this like beautiful position in Merida with multiple properties.
Yeah. Well, the life got a little hard for me was in 2008 when the market crashed. So at that point I was in Seattle selling real estate, and my stress level was really high because I was working for a developer selling like high-rise condo, like really high-end condo project. And every Wednesday it'd be the sales meeting, like, so what about the so-and-sos and what's going on here? And it was so much stress. And then when the market collapsed, so did my income, and I lost my house to bankruptcy. I ended up going to this beautiful little apartment. I loved my little apartment. Within less than a year, that guy sold the building to a developer who wanted to come in and remodel all the units and double the rent. And I'm like, I can't do that. So then I bought this crummy little piece of junk houseboat that I loved, that was 240 square feet. And I only had the money for half of it. Bought it for $30,000, and I had half of that saved up. And he let me take possession of it, and then I paid the remaining half with like the next couple of commissions and fixed it up. And then it started taking on water, and the roof was leaking, and all these things. So I had to haul it out, so then I'm paying my slip rent, and I'm also paying the boatyard where it's hauled out and it's up on stilts, and we cut the hull away, which was a fiberglass hull, but it was basically dust holding a bunch of water. It was insane that I was sleeping on it. And then I kind of couch surfed, grown up couch surf. We're talking guest bedrooms, right? Not too terrible, but
Not
it was
actual
a time
couches.
but it was a time in my life where I had to receive help.
Yeah.
I had to let people who care about me help me. And I'm a very independent person. So I'd stay a couple months here, a couple months there, and just paycheck to paycheck would fix up the little houseboat. And then I sold that, and that kind of started my journey with fixing everything I lay my hands on.
Yeah. Quick announcement. At my website, therealAmandaTurner.com, you will find links to my YouTube channel, our bed and breakfast, our cafe, and the MLS right here. And if you click on newsletter, we now have an $11 a month newsletter that comes out every Saturday, and it is more than just, advertisements. We've got real market intelligence, featured property deep dive, what hit the market this week, neighborhood reality reports. This is going to give you some information on what's going on in each of the neighborhoods in the area, investor tips, understanding real estate laws, lifestyle availability, what's in the news, and subscriber Q&As. So that is now available to you for $11 a month if you would like to sign up. For those of you who have already signed up, be sure to check your spam folder, because I've been looking and some of you have not opened them up, and then some of you have got back to me and said that you found it in the spam folder. So be sure to check there if you're already subscribed. Now let's get on with the video. So what year did you feel like you were starting to kind of come out of that and feel better about everything?
Great question. So I was in Seattle selling, and my dad had a heart attack. He's okay. But my dad had a heart attack in 2017, or just before that, and that's when I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go home. This is the time in my life where I got to be close to my parents.
Go home where?
And that's home, Portland, Oregon. And
Okay.
my dad and his wife lived also on a floating home. And it's like, if I'm going to come home and subject myself to the parental, I shouldn't say subject myself, but you know what I mean, right?
Everybody knows what you mean.
Thank you. Love you all. But to take that on and to rebuild a business and start from scratch, I'm like, I want to be on a floating home as well. So when I moved back to Portland, Oregon in 2017, I bought a floating home right away, started fixing it up, and it's like, this is my niche. And they're less expensive, so the commission's lower. They're harder to sell. They're just so complicated. Most brokers don't want to do it. So I became the expert in it. I became the expert in the thing that was difficult. And so it's like a super niche market, but I wrote a book about it. I have a YouTube channel called Floating Homes Portland.
Oh my God.
And that's the business I turned over to my business partner. So from 2017 to date, I did amazing. And everybody was like, you're going to do what? That's nuts. Like, how are you going to survive? How are you going to make it?
So from doing couch surfing in 2008, 2009 till when, about 2010 maybe? 11?
Yeah, it took a good solid year to get my little houseboat functional again, to where I could put it back in the water and live on it. And I'll send you a couple of pictures if you want to put it in here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fun.
And then so to now owning 3 homes in Merida, Mexico.
I own 3 houses in Merida, Mexico.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I love other success
story.
stories. I'm just thrilled with what you have here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Woman power.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about Merida. Like, how do you like it? Why did you end up going there?
I love Merida.
Okay, go ahead.
So I, like I said, I lived in Mexico in the early 90s, and that was near the 50 miles north of Puerto Vallarta in a small town, and that was beautiful. I'd visited a few other places, but I literally found Merida by accident. Like, I was online looking at real estate in Playa del Carmen because a family friend said, oh, we have a place in Playa, you should look at that. And I was looking at all the real estate, nothing was really calling to me. And I saw it on a website. And once I saw some houses for sale in Merida, I was like, wow, this is really different from anything I've ever seen. And then I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, and I flew out in 2019 for my first trip in January, and then I went back in June, which is probably one of the worst months to be there for weather.
Hot, yeah.
And that's when I bought my first place.
In the worst month.
In the worst month of weather. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Anywhere you're considering in Mexico, you got to find out what's the worst time of year to be
that's
there
true.
and go visit during that time,
Probably
as
good
well
thing
as
you
the
were there,
best time.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. So, what's your plan with Merida and your YouTube channel, your current YouTube channel?
Yeah.
And if people, what can they expect from you if they go follow you on your channel? Or,
Yeah.
you know, go to check
Well,
it out?
you know, channels are interesting because they evolve. You know, they change. They start out as one idea and they kind of morph into something else. So I find that I really enjoy touring houses that are for sale because there really isn't an MLS system.
your home tour videos are doing really well.
Yeah, and they're fun. I like to do. They're fun. They write themselves. It's always something new and interesting and different to look at, and it gives the viewer, if they're considering Merida, a real idea of what the house is like, not just pretty photos,
Right.
and also how the plan flows together. So I like to just go and do. It's kind of like you're at an open house with your friend.
Yeah, that's what I like to do too. That's because I do the
Yeah.
property tours here too. And because, you know, the real estate agent isn't really they're not going to give you the whole story.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
those brokers, man. Oh my gosh.
So I go in there and I give the whole story of what's going on in there. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. And
Yeah.
Merida seems to be a hot topic lately.
It is.
People want to know about Merida.
It's a very safe city, and I think people are really drawn to that. It's a large city without feeling like a mega city. You know, it's not, it doesn't have a lot of smog that some of the really big cities do. It's colonial. The food scene is incredible, and the arts scene is really incredible. A lot of art lifestyle people flock to Merida.
What's a reason, like we have our reasons for Lake Chapala, what's a reason they wouldn't want to go to Merida?
The biggest reason I hear that people do not choose Merida is the heat in the summer.
Okay.
Because it's the heat that's also really humid.
I could have
Yeah.
told you that. I've never even been to Merida.
Yeah,
but
see?
it's-
But
you
you've
know.
heard that.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, it's
Right.
a beach town. Yeah, like a beach.
Well,
near the beach.
it's near the Gulf beaches. So it's about 25 minutes driving to get to the beaches like Progreso and Chelem and those. Yeah.
How are
so
the
it's a
beaches
little
there?
bit inland. I'm not a big fan. Oh boy, here we go. I'm not a huge fan of the beaches on the Gulf, but I also have very little experience with it because every time I go down to Merida, I'm doing something that's working on the houses.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't had that much opportunity, but I am going on Valentine's Day to a beach club with some friends of mine who bought a house in Merida.
Okay.
But so far, the couple times I've been, the beach itself, a little, like the sand not super nice and really windy. So I'm sorry, those of you that love it. Change my mind.
You have to be careful what you put out there.
I
you
know, I
Who
know.
cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, so the things you like about Merida is that it's a city, so you have all things available to you, but it
All
doesn't have a
things.
city feel.
Right.
It has, and you said it's colonial. It has a lot of history.
Colonial, beautiful homes, beautiful architecture everywhere. The food's amazing. My favorite jazz club is just 2 blocks away from my rentals. Both the rentals are also really close together, which I designed that. But I would just walk home at night after being at the jazz club. I would have no qualms when like, hey, I'm gonna go get my favorite ice cream and go for a walk at 10 o'clock at night. Not a biggie.
And is it like, is there an expat community?
Yeah, there definitely is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's as large as Lake Chapala? Smaller.
No, I don't think, like per capita, I don't think it's quite as large as Lake Chapala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of
And
nice.
it's in
'cause-
pockets, right? You know, there's a couple
sure.
streets or areas where they call it Gringo Gulf or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey. All right. Anything else that you want to tell
Oh, boy.
the people? Obviously,
I
like
would-
what your channel is and everything, but anything else
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wanna
the channel's the channel, but you know, the whole 5-year plan. Like I know so many people that like, yeah, we came down here 4 months ago. We loved it. We bought a place and we decided to move. I couldn't do that yet. I just didn't have the money set up to do it yet. So, you know, if you're not in a position to now and it's something you really want to do, make yourself a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, any plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can do it too.
Yes. Everybody can do it. Everybody in the whole world can move to Mexico. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, here go the comments.
Yeah. They're going to have a few reasons to come at us.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your channel name? Where can everybody find you and everything?
The channel name is Destination Retirement.
All right, Destination Retirement. Okay, Amy, thank you so much. And I love that I got to meet you, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the
I
weekend.
know,
hanging out.
right? It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.